All right, so here's a video of the kind of the breakdown and mechanics behind this deck. My green and red dragons, of course. So we're gonna start with the mana. All right, good card to have in. These guys, which come in handy, big time. So dual land is actually mountain or forest. Most dual lands will just say land or dual land, which do not count as a mountain or a forest. This one does, and I can shock it by paying 2 life if it's say the first turn or I'm desperate need of a mana. Bring it in untap and use it right away. Got my full art forests, full art mountains. All right, so this card in particular is key. Enchant forest, so it can either be forest or this dual land. What it does when it comes into play, I choose a color, whatever color I want to, and then when I tap that forest, it produces that green land of the forest plus whatever color that I chose for this. So, and usually choose red. So if I have it on a forest, it's tapping for green and red. If it's on this, I'm tapping for either green or red or 2 reds. So, awesome mechanic. Of course, you remember this guy from Theros. Hexproof, so I don't have to worry about the opponents essentially. Good blocker, added mana of any color, so it adds to the mana ramp. Arbor Elf is another key point to building mana in this one because I can untap a target forest, which means I can untap this or this. And if it has this on it, that means I have the potential of tapping for 4 mana just using 1 land in a turn, plus whatever mana I'll have aside from those lands. So it's designed to build mana pretty quickly. And this also helps for the dragons because it costs 1 colorless less to cast whatever dragon. It's been known to get 2-3 of these out at or in a turn, or not turn, but in a match to where I'm saving 2 or 3 mana every time I cast a dragon. Freaking awesome. All right, so that's kind of the rundown of the lands. So I'm gonna move on just kind of some of the other cards that I run in here. Burns. Gotta have some burn spells for opponents, so I get to deal 2 damage to a creature or player and scry 2, so that kind of helps me see what's coming up. Lightning Bolt, 3 damage to target creature or player. Draconic Roar, 3 damage to target creature, but if I control a dragon or have a dragon in hand and reveal it, it also does 3 damage to opponent. So great way to kind of eradicate creatures that are on the field or get rid of planeswalkers, things like that. This card is awesome. I just put it in there, so I'm kind of still feeling it out, but 2 mana, and then whatever I have left over, I can literally turn that many cards from my graveyard to my hand and start all over. So it works great for these, bring a bunch of burn spells back, creatures that I need, whatever. All right, so I have this enchantment. There's also 1 or 2 in my sideboard just in case, but dragons come in with haste, and then whenever dragon comes in, I can deal damage to target creature or player with however many dragons I control, which goes perfect with a particular dragon I have in here, which I'll show you in just a sec. All right, moving on to the dragons, which I know you want to see. That's what you want to see the most. This is a staple in this guy. 4/4 flyer for 4 mana. I usually get these out pretty damn quick in the match and usually end up drawing 2 to 3 during a match. So whenever an opponent targets any dragon I control, Thunderbreak Hell Regent, or Thunderbreak Regent deals 3 damage to that player. So it doesn't matter what dragon I have, and if I have multiple ones of these, it multiplies. So there's 2, 3 out on the field, that means they're taking 6, 9 damage. Freaking awesome card. So a lot of these dragons also help as burn spells too. Now the dragon that goes in conjunction with this guy really well is my Scourge of Volcaz. So whenever a dragon comes into the battlefield under my control, it deals X damage according to the number of dragons. So say I have 3 dragons on the field, I cast the 4th dragon, this guy's gonna deal 4 damage, this guy's gonna deal 4 damage. And if I have 2 of these out, which has happened, yeah, you get where I'm going with this. All right, so one of my beefy mofos right here, boy, 7, it takes a minute to get him out, but he's a 7/7 flying, and when he attacks, not only is he attacking for 7, but you get to deal 4 damage to any target and 3 damage to each of the 2 other targets. So you can sit there and like eradicate small creatures, hit planeswalkers and opponents, all sorts of crazy crap, man. Of course, you can only have 1 of these guys out at a time because he's legendary. Another legendary I just put in here a week or 2 ago. I just ordered this one online. Pretty solid. I like it because it's a 3 mana, and essentially it starts off as a 5/4 blocker. So you get it out pretty early in the game, and you got a big beefy flying blocker. And until you control 4 or more artifacts, he can't actually attack. But he's creating treasure tokens at the end of your turn every time. And treasure tokens, you tap them, sacrifice them, and produce a mana. So he's also a way to ramp up mana and just be a good defender. And if I have him out long enough, I can turn him into an attacking creature. All right, so the newer additions that I just put in today, this guy, which I already sent you, freaking beefy. This guy that I already sent you, I'd love to get one or two more of these guys, I think would be awesome. One that is usually kind of tricky to get out is this guy. He's freaking nasty though when he's out, boy. And you sit there and you add this guy to where whenever dragon you attacks, you put a 6/6. So think if I have 4 dragons in play, all 4 of them attack, I'm getting 4 6/6 red dragons. And then once those come onto the battlefield, bam, deals all that damage to target. What? Sick nasty. That's gonna be a crazy combo if I can pull it off. And of course, planeswalkers that I'm running right now, gotta go with Sarkhan. You know, his first +1 abilities are great, come in handy. That -7 though, man, creating 4 tokens. So if I get him in conjunction with him, in conjunction with that, or that, bro, it's a game over. It's just game over. And then I'm gonna move on to sideboard. I don't have it laid out. I'm just gonna kind of show you the dragons I have in sideboard for just in case. This guy here is pretty new. I've got him because if I'm playing somebody with a human deck or somebody runs heavy artifacts and stuff, if I cast that, essentially, you know, that kind of hinders them a little bit. So he's good to have in the sideboard, especially at Modern here, man. A lot of people play artifacts and humans and stuff. You're very familiar with this guy. Just recently got him, but he's only there in case I'm playing a white deck for the most part. And then this guy too, he's a pretty new one. It comes into play and I can either give him haste or put a 1/1 counter on him. As long as he has a 1/1 counter, I can pay some mana and deal 2 damage to whatever. So he's pretty solid. But I just took him out and put him in the sideboard to add one of these newer ones in there. So that is the deck. Those are the mechanics I'm running at the moment. Of course, I haven't been able to take it up to Modern in quite a while, since before COVID hit. So I don't know how it fares up there. It's only getting better. So I was running about half and half wins, half losses when I was taking it up initially. So hopefully it's better now. But anyway, peace.